Hey everybody, and this is Meka here, bringing you another video of StarCraft 2. Um, so I decided to make this video after watching some videos on YouTube about the 3 Roach Rush, and what I figured was that I had played a recent game actually against a Zerg player, and I thought I did get 3 Roach Rushed, but I want you guys to see the game, tell me what you think, and of course I'd love to just talk to you guys about what I think about this new build that Zerg is using against Protoss, and I think I've seen it used against Zerg also, but against Terran it doesn't work so well because of how they can wall off so powerfully and such. A bunker and some SCVs can usually hold your front, and so I'm doing my early 9 scout. He's sending out his. When I played this game, I had absolutely no idea of this build, so I wasn't actually even looking for it. I just kind of went in, and I was kind of expecting the good old 15 hatch, like 14 pool gas, or pool first into the hatch, but I wasn't expecting this build, that's for sure. So he's getting his gas. So Overlord's heading over to my base. He has a drone here. Little fight going on. I know I fail here. Yeah. Now drone of course gets away. Every one of you who knows my pain, just shout it out in the comments, because I think we've all had this happen to us, where that damn second probe gets there a split second too early, or too late. So the pool's going up, gas going. He's getting up to his 15 drones, and he's going to stop drone production, I'm pretty sure. I still think there's a hatchery coming, so I'm going standard. He has another drone at my base. He's being smart about it. Like, what he's doing is he's keeping the scout on me while I'm failing to do so with him, and with his build, he can like preemptively know whether or not he's going to get countered. So the pool goes up, and as we can see, this isn't a perfect 3 Roach build. I wouldn't call this a master level one, because I was under the impression you would have 300 minerals at this point, but... So, dropping my cybernetic score. At this point, I'm wondering if the hatchery's ever going to come, so I go into his base and I poke in, and what I actually get to see is important, because I do see the spawning pool, and I see that it's researching something, and with that I know that he got an earlier pool, and he got quick speed, and he skipped the hatchery at this point, so I was kind of afraid of a Zergling run by. I was shooting myself in the foot for the bad pylon placement. I should have placed the pylon around here, so I could have moved this building placement just one to the left, so it would be one zealot tight, not two. Because of course that's a pain in the ass at the beginning of the game. It's the difference between 100 minerals going either to your cybernetics, pylon, stalker, you name it. Like, there's just so many things that that money can be going towards. But it kind of works out for me. He's doing the 3 Roach build, but it's kind of weird. He's getting Zerglings early. I personally think I would have lost at this point to the real 3 Roach rush. But I just wanted to show you guys what this diamond level version of it looked like, and like, I think the guy had seen the build, tried to do it. When he through scouting me, I think he figured that if he just went a bit more Zergling heavy at the beginning and still got those roaches out, it would be fine. So at this point my sentry just spawns, which is super lucky for me because those zealots were dead. But my forge popped, and I saw those Zerglings, so right away I kind of just threw away any like will to attack him, and I just kind of wanted to solidify my defense. I knew roaches could be on the way. I saw the early gas. So he has his roaches. Unfortunately, there's no overlord yet, but it looks like this one is heading out. My warp gates pop, and I'm just getting more sentries and zealots, because with those you can hold off a million wings, especially with cannon defense. And I actually got a starport and I'm rushing phoenixes. So my mindset right now is that if I can hold my front door, the phoenixes should pay for themselves. Like if I can make them pay for themselves, I'll definitely be ahead in this game. And if we look at the income tab, we can see that like already I'm ahead at this point. So me holding out in my base actually isn't so bad because as Protoss I can just tech up. And now that I have warp gates, I kind of have a much faster way to reinforce myself. My phoenixes are just massing up. I'm waiting for that critical number of 4. 4 is the critical number. I think it's because of the fact that you can pick up a queen and kill it before it drops. And that's especially important when you're playing against Zerg. His overlord's almost here. If he had it here, he could have done much better, but at this point, he's waiting on it. And because of that, he's giving me just more time to keep macroing up, keep teching up, getting an additional gateway. This whole time I've been doing it with one gateway. I think against the 3 Roach push, it's either going to be, I'm going to have to test it, but it's either going to be, and the Overlord gets in actually, and that's when I decide to move out with my phoenixes. I take it out right away, so he loses that site instantly. I don't food block him, but at this point I think he knows he's defenseless to those phoenixes, and he's probably microing in his base, but all the while I have to control these phoenixes and at the same time keep my base alive, and I'm trying to do that now while using the sentry force fields. I have my phoenixes in the base right now. I'm taking out a queen. This push has been warded, and I go back to my phoenixes and I start harassing his mineral line. And I fail miserably right now by dropping. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, that was like the worst graviton beams I've ever seen. And I definitely could have done a lot better at this point, but I've still hurt his economy a lot. If we look at the units lost tab, it's 600 for me to 1800 almost for him, especially once he loses this overlord here, and of course this annoying queen. If we look over at the attack, he still hasn't pushed out again. I'm reinforcing even more. I know that I have a lead at this point, and in looking at the harvester count, we can see that I definitely am in the lead. So I wouldn't say this build is a counter to the 3 Roach, but since this is a variation of the 3 Roach play, because it's a 1 base, like quick spawning pool into Roach, it definitely taught me what would be good against that sort of play. And I know that the one spot hole in your wall right here is important, so I would fix that, of course. I think Zealot Stalker and then Sentry, or possibly Zealot Sentry, would be the better order of your first like units from those gateways. And I think getting Stalkers afterwards, and maybe even the Stalker right away after the Zealot, and then you would want to look outside your base to see if there's any like incoming overlords, because one Zealot and one Stalker can take out 2 Lings, because if you're fighting a master build, essentially, from what I understand, you're supposed to get those 2 Lings first, you make your 3 Roaches, and then you start flooding in Lings with your remaining like 4 food that you have left. So I think that if you can like snipe that initial overlord, first of all you would ruin their build, because they would need to get another overlord, and that would like totally block their food. But that would be best case scenario. If you can't prevent the overlord, I'm still thinking that Zealot, Stalker, Sentry, and then continue pumping Stalkers, or maybe get a second gate out and get a very quick warp gate. It's a very strong build. I'm actually not looking forward to playing a real good player using it, because I don't think this guy pulled it off properly. He really should have fail scouting. How do I not see that? Oh, I could have easily killed those 2. So of course, watching this replay again, I get to see all my mistakes. You guys do too. I of course feel that I have a huge tech advantage, so I just take advantage of that, and I totally crippled his economy. He's wasting so much money on spore crawlers and wonky things like that. It doesn't even have a layer. It's really just, it's over at this point. I could have pushed out probably and won, but I didn't want to fight roaches on the open battlefield. Can you blame me? But I should have sent in the DTs, but I would have probably done minimal damage because of the spore crawler coverage. So essentially at this point I'm just enjoying my 2 base macro, teching up, getting a bunch of units, and I don't know, just kind of playing around, I guess. This game could have ended much earlier, so I'm just going to speed it up. There's really no point in watching this. I come in and I snipe an Overlord. Of course I lose a Phoenix, but I don't really care. I figure he's on the back foot. I'm just going to keep abusing that back foot. And yeah, I still get that, of course. And I see the queen coming to see me, so, I say hello, and I kill her. Pisses me off. I could have killed these two so easily, and he would have been even more food blocked. I even scattered there. Next time I'm going to go, like, all the way to the corner. Just, like, wedge them in there. And as we can see, my army is disgusting, and it's, like, a joke. So I decide to push out, finally. Finally, yeah, if I ever do it. I just want to show you guys the fight because everyone likes watching a good old StarCraft fight. Unit compositions, mashing up against each other and stuff. He has Hydras out, but I'm confident in my army. I have a lot of Dark Templar, and even if Dark Templar aren't the strongest units, they're still very good skirmishers. When you get hit by like 45 damage in just one shot with like a pretty decent attack speed, they can't kill them all instantly, and there's still like the rest of my support units in the air and surrounding them. So here it is. Ultimately, I think the force fields helped. I kind of split his army in half, and at this point I see his drones off the line, so I'm gonna retreat back a bit because what's the point? I'm just gonna pull him off his creep, and if he wants to really send in his drones at that point, then everything else is gonna suffer that creep disadvantage. Excuse me. So he leaves the game, and that's really that. I really only made this video to discuss the 3 Roach push. I know that this wasn't a perfect 3 Roach push at all. We didn't even see roaches at a time. But it was a variation. I think the guy tried to do it and failed. If he had done it properly, he would have beat me. And I just wanted to say that the 3 Roach push is powerful. Like, Protoss need to watch out for it. You guys need to really, when you see you're against a Zerg opponent now, you're gonna have to be thinking, okay, I really need that probe in his base. Like, I can't lose it, and I can't just sit by the expo and like hope to expo counter, because it's just not enough. Like, even just drop a pylon where the expo is, start going up the ramp, go look. If you see something, you can counter you can turn off your pylon, like cancel it, and like 25 minerals, well worth it, like for that safety. But you really can't just let this build go by you. And I think had I been playing against a better player, I don't know if I would have handled it. I don't know if the cannons were quick enough. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this replay. I hope you learned, or maybe just like enjoyed the information I tried to present you. Tell me what you guys think. I want to hear your opinions, because this build is probably going to become pretty common as a rush build. It's a strong build. It's kind of like 7 Roach, but now it's 3 Roach. What's next? I wonder. StarCraft's going to be changing. I've been playing around with the GSL maps. I see that they're much bigger, and that of course goes for different kind of like a different kind of play. You have to change the way you play depending on the way the maps are, and obviously that goes without saying. And I don't know. I'm just very curious to see where StarCraft will go. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.